everything seems to be coming at the same time, right? And some people are hurting, and most importantly, most people are realizing how serious this is. I mean, this is not a joke, right? Is to find a way how to get rid of that debt as soon as possible so you can ride the actual storm that is coming up. All right, so February of 2025 is the lowest February ever recorded in real estate history. Even though it is so windy today, even the real estate signs are falling off in front of homes. But what I want to talk to you about, and I understand it does not apply same to every household owner, with every business owner and all of that stuff, but the market is definitely trending south, right? So the market is definitely hurting, and there are no glimpses of hope. Even though some of the people are claiming, yeah, things will get better and all of that stuff. No, they will get worse before they get better. And there are indicators, right? Like there are statistics, and people like myself and my colleagues that are on YouTube and real estate agents and all of that stuff, the good ones at least, or the professional ones, we see data ahead of the time, right? Like we see data because we're walking through the data as we speak, real time. And then some of the media or some of the coverages and all of that stuff, they get the data, 30 days late, 60, 90 days late, right? Quarterly, right? So I have a story that I would like to share with you. And it's a condominium. I mean, guys, look, there are hundreds of these stories all across, Toronto, GTA, downtown core, outside downtown core and all that stuff. I just chose one because trying to get the story closer, right? Like trying to get the story closer to you so you understand what it means. I mean, we could go through 50 of these, but essentially it's going to be the same. So what is happening actually right now is that everything seems to be coming at the same time, right? And some people are hurting, and most importantly, most people are realizing how serious this is. I mean, this is not a joke, right? Like if you're, let me put it this way. If you are writing a mortgage, a monthly payment, and if it doesn't affect you for whatever reason, right? So you have it locked for 5 years and it did not affect you, and you were kind of skimming through social media and wondering why everybody is going crazy. And the reason for that is most of these people were on variable rates, right? So they got these effects early. They got them real time, and they got them right away. Versus some of you folks that have these mortgages locked in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, right? However, the time is now, right? So from the low 1%, back in, 2020, 2021, now 1.2 million Canadian mortgages are about to be renewed. Guess what, right? So now you will see the effects. And now, people that have purchased these phenomenal pre-construction condominiums thinking that they will only cake, or they will only see the benefits, right, of equity growth, right? And they will not go through stress of trying to resell these condos via assignment sales, which completely don't work unless you're giving them literally for free or for a huge loss, which most people are not ready to take on, right? Because they cannot come to realization or come to these terms that it's game over. It is finished, right? Some of you, unfortunately, will have to come to these losses. So I do have an example of a condo unit, right, on 36 Charlotte Street, which is Yonge and Queen, basically downtown Toronto, right? So this area, like amongst the entire core of Toronto, used to be extremely hot during the pandemic and all of that stuff. Very, very, very hot, right? So everybody obviously wanted to be there, wanted to invest there. It was very, very vibrant, right? Like, you know, back in the day, so many towers that were going up, and it was beautiful, all these cranes in our city of Toronto, right? And we were so excited and happy and all of that stuff, right? Now, the whole point of this conversation is that this particular condo has been on the market for 316 days. All right, so let's digest this for a second. 316 days. That is almost a full calendar year, right? Think about it, right? So they went through different stages, right? Like, so they went through different market cycles: spring market, summer market, fall market. And despite all of that, right, they were in a falling interest rates market, and yet no sale whatsoever, right? Not even an offer, right? Okay, so let's look at some of the photos. So looking at the photos, I mean, it's a boutique style condo, which is always nice. You always would like to have that, right? And some of these towers have beautiful, you know, views. If you're like on the 70th floor, 60th floor, 80th floor, whatever, it might look nice, but unfortunately it is hard to use these balconies and whatnot, right? But some of these condos, let me tell you, they have $1 million views. Like, those views, like, it's just incredible, right? Like, you see the entire Toronto skyline and all of that stuff. Not my cup of tea, per se, personally, but it could be nice, right? Balconies are total waste of space or construction because they're not usable. You cannot use a balcony on an 80th floor. I don't know, at least my experience. It's too windy like it is today, and you could probably see my eyes watering, whatever. But anyways, getting back. So looking at the unit inside, it is nice. I don't really like that ceiling being all concrete, but they're claiming it's that modern look or that, you know, commercial look or whatever look. But fine, I think I can swallow that. Looks nice. The kitchen looks good. Stainless steel appliances, all of that stuff. Open concept floor plan. It's a 1-bedroom, and they're claiming it to be a beautiful 600 to 700 square foot condo, right? Which fits all the boxes. Like, everything fits in this case. Think about it. Everything fits. Now, let's look what happened. Okay, so the interesting phenomena at this point, like, right, in 2006, all right, so 2006, so we're talking 2 decades ago, right? 2 decades ago. Some of you remember how Toronto looked 2 decades ago, right? So 2 decades ago, this particular unit sold for $210,000, right? In 2014, it sold for $320,000, right? So we're talking 8 years later, it went up by $110,000, right? 8 years later. So it was going, like, you know, each year by $10,000 to $15,000, which is a couple of percent on the purchase price. And then from 2014 to 2016, which is 2 years apart, we have seen a jump from 320 to 425 and change, right? So it is interesting. Prior to that, it took us a decade to see those gains, and then all of a sudden we shifted into higher gear, and boom, in 2 years we have seen incredible gains. And it doesn't stop there, right? So from 2016 all the way to 2021, it sold again for $652,000, right? So this particular owner has kept it since 2021, which seemed to be the peak. However, in 2024, guess what happened, right? So in 2024, they have listed this condo for $669,000, right? In 2023, we have seen all these increases in interest rates. 2024, very difficult market, the highest inventory ever recorded in Toronto. And despite all of that, they have listed the condo for $669,000 in 2024. All right, so moving on, in 2024, the same year, in June, I'm assuming they were holding offers at $555,000 and obviously not successful, right? And then in January of 2025, which is now, right, they have listed the condo for $624,000, right? So think about it. They bought the condo in 2021 for $650 and change, and now selling it in 2025 for $625 almost, right? So if people tell me, look, you cannot lose money in real estate. Yes, you can. And people are losing money in real estate, right? Because that's the game of cycles, whether it is a cycle of real estate, whether it's a cycle of stock market, Bitcoin, business in general, right? Like every business has a nature of a cycle. However, some people do not want to acknowledge it, right? And they want to take the extra. They think everybody else is crazy. Everybody else doesn't have the data, right? Like everybody, it's okay, let's just squeeze another unit in for the highest like price sold ever in the complex or the building. Well, guys, come to terms, right? Like if you're stuck, you're stuck, right? I'm not talking to people if they're not stuck. If you're not stuck, you're not stuck. You have the money, who cares? Party, who like doesn't matter what you do. But if you're stuck, the situation will not turn. And by you being stuck in a situation, like maybe you're riding a deficit, maybe your interest rate is too high, maybe you're riding like a B lender, like most people do. Maybe your mortgage is up for renewals this year and you'll be hit. You triple hit from the lender B, from the lender A, from your line of credit, from your new car payment, from all these exotic vacations that you went on during the pandemic, you know, from your new car, right? Like that you're paying high interest and you overpaid for the vehicle anyways, right? So you're upside down on so many things. So the suggestion is to find a way how to get rid of that debt as soon as possible so you can ride the actual storm that is coming up. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, whether you do it or not, it's not really personally affecting me, but just if you can save yourself and have a little bit of a softer landing so you can breathe, then I would suggest you do that. So if you think or believe that this video could help someone else, please share it. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video.